neighborhood. Small town feel with big time ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
Well, we have the ladies from Harvest House here. I had to drag them in here, kicking and screaming, but they said, okay, I'll give you a break and come on the show. How y'all doing today, ladies?
Good. Doing good.
For those who haven't seen them before, this is Amber, this is Kelly. They do really good work. You're in your 5th or 6th year with them, right? Both of y'all.
Oh, we are almost at our 6th year. The first week of August will be my 6th year there.
August 30th will be my 6th year.
Wow. Do you have any celebrations planned? You could say, don't donate in honor of the 6th year anniversary.
Hey, that's a good idea, Kelly. There's a campaign
Anyway,
for us.
I mean, we'll talk
What
about
a campaign.
Well,
What a
yeah,
campaign.
no, yeah, that'll bring the dough
Celebrating
in.
Amber and Kelly's 6 years.
Yeah, well,
I will
whatever it
say,
takes.
did I think I would be here 6 years? I never did, honestly.
Oh, I've thought that many times when about this podcast. I'd started 7 years ago as a Labor Day this year, and I thought, this will be fun.
I think that sometimes we don't know what God's plan is for us versus our own plans.
Well, when I started this thing, this was really an afterthought, having these kind of shows. It was mostly me ranting about, Trump or Pelosi or whatever's going on in the world and venting my spleen because Robin got tired of me doing it around the house. If that's the origin of the show. She goes, look, you got to do something. I can't handle this, so you go do this and make money from it. Okay.
Go talk to someone else.
Yeah, really. I get 15 minutes a week, and how I divide that 15 minutes is up to me. I could do it all at once, or 5-minute intervals, or 2-minute intervals, whatever. And when she gets enough, she'll go, ding, turn the page.
That's funny. Kelly and I both started during COVID. That's the crazy part is we started during COVID when we would have to get shut down whenever someone on the staff had COVID. That was a wild time.
Did y'all ever get it?
I got COVID once, but it wasn't that bad.
I did.
Yeah, I got it in 21. How bad was yours?
I think that it was pretty bad. The headaches were what was bad for me.
That was mine too.
Most definitely.
You just had it recent, like this year, didn't you?
Yeah,
she
yes,
got it again.
I did test positive for it again this year, but this year it was a totally different venture than it was initially. It was a lot of vomiting.
Oh, thanks for that. Anyway, mine is just headaches, and like my head was in a pressure cooker or something. It was really it was unpleasant, but whatever.
That COVID headache is no joke.
No, it isn't. And it shut down the schools, of course, and so I think we still educationally are still trying to make up for that. But that's another topic for another day. Let's talk about the sponsors real quick, and then we're going to get on with the program. Okay, we have Our Place, of course. I'm sure y'all been there more than once. Everybody goes to Our Place. Have y'all tried the one down the street here? It's about 3 blocks from here.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think last time we left here, we actually stopped and ate there.
There you go. See, I told you, Otto, it pays to advertise.
It does. It got into our psyche.
Well, it does. And, and the good thing about it, you probably didn't notice any difference in the quality of the food or the service. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, and we love Otto. Otto supports us, definitely. He put some flyers out on his tables for our campaign. So,
And so there you go. Also, Gina's, what is today? Tuesday. Tonight is bingo night, which apparently is a packed house. And then tomorrow night is karaoke. Do y'all do karaoke?
I don't think anybody wants me to do karaoke.
Yeah, really?
Do karaoke.
So you don't make a joyful noise?
Oh, I make a
Probably
joyful
not.
noise.
I know.
Only the Lord can love my joyful noise.
It's like, well, it'll do, right? Anyway, it's Sunday night, of course, they have live music and whatever else. And so next time Susie Morgan and her husband are playing or her band is playing, yell out, Freebird, and you'll get a really good reaction from her.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Now, I have been on the bingo night, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. It's a nice community thing, and the pizza's is great, of course, and all the other stuff. I've tried their sandwiches, and they're really good, too. So also, my friend John Williams, 817-734-2756 at Old Pro Roofing, another local entity. We like doing business with the home folks, particularly when it comes to trades, so to speak, because you want to be able to get a hold of them in a hurry, and they'll back up their work. John will come inspect your roof for free, which you need to do. He said, well, it's hot, it's sunny, it's not going to have bad weather. That's not the point. The insurance companies make it really difficult. If they could find a way to prove it was old damage, they will. So if you have an inspection, and it's a written inspection, and then like it just goes eyeballs your roof, and you're good to go. No, he'll go up there and they'll do a report and all this other stuff. And so if you have damage later, you have documentation that, it's recent. So it's really important to do that. So 817-734-2756. Also, my friend Jeff Kelly. Y'all know Jeff, I'm sure.
Yes, we do.
At the Wethington Agency, 817-781-0546. And he's doing pretty well. Again, the power of advertising. And the fact he works hard at it. He really does hustle. I mean, that's the good thing about it. That's one reason I don't know if I could ever do a real estate job, because it's 24/7. It's kind of like y'all's job is 24/7.
Weekends, everything.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you about that. I always am interested about the people that do these nonprofits as much as anything else. What drives them? How they keep motivated? Things of that nature. Anyway, Jeff at jeffkellyrealty.com, and you get his email. All right. Did I get his phone number? I'll do it again. 817-781-0546. Also, my friend Rod Lewis. Y'all met Rod, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah. He and his brother on a couple of weeks ago, and they really are. They do look like brothers, and they act like brothers. And it's, if you didn't know them well, and I know them well enough, but it's like, okay, which one of you is Rod? I don't know. Anyway, so pick up a copy at various locations. Is that you over there?
Yep. Sorry.
What's
I'm muting my mic.
Oh yeah.
Just had to sneeze.
Well, don't do it again. Anyway, at the Burleson News Express, I pick up my copy of Daydream Coffee. Y'all.
Do you?
Yeah, you do?
I definitely know who Rod is versus his brother.
Yeah, okay. That's
Most
good.
definitely.
Have y'all done an article with him?
Yes, we've done several.
Yeah, good. That's good. Also, my friends over at True Climate, Will Cobb and his sister Emily Cobb, 682-244-2019. They came out and did an inspection about 2 months ago on my air conditioner. Again, you need to have it checked, because now it's going to be 115 heat index today.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
I've been in Texas almost all my life. I only lived outside of Texas when I was like in the 4th and 5th grade in North Carolina. And I'm the only person in my family that's born outside of Texas or Oklahoma for 4 generations.
Wow.
I was born in a military base. And I still can't handle Texas summers. I'm an old veteran, but it's just brutal even on us natives.
And the older we get, the harder they get, I think.
Now, Kelly, you're from California, aren't you, or something?
No, I am not. I'm actually from Texas.
I thought you. Well,
She's from Godly.
I am from Godly, Texas.
Oh, then I should have got you confused with somebody else then. Well, Godly, so you knew what we're talking about.
Oh, yes. The heats are so drastic here.
682-244-2019. I think that's it. We got a couple other nonprofit stuff we can talk about. Next Step got their stuff going on, and I hope by the end of the show, Wings of Hope has sent me their stuff. But anyway, let's talk about y'all's stuff. What's this 1776 thing? I think you sent us. Did you send us a
I
logo?
did. There it is, right there. Look in all its glory. So we are celebrating 250 years of freedom here in America, and it's not just freedom for us to be able to make choices, but it's freedom to be able to give. And so we wanted to come up with a campaign that was friendly, and 1776 is definitely friendly. It's here, it's local, it's powerful, and it's simple. It's easy to give to this, and our goal is to get 250 people to give 1776.
Is this a recurring thing or a one-time thing?
So there are a couple different options when you do go to give. You can become a monthly donor for 1776, or you can do a one-time give, or you can give $177.60, or you can give $1,776.
Now that's ambitious right there. Yeah, you got to go for it, huh?
Yeah, you do.
Well,
right?
I mean, so if you're already a monthly donor, you can just, as a special extra gift or whatever else.
Yes.
Every dollar helps, as they say. But it's kind of an interesting thing. How do you come up with these ideas? Do you have like a seminar you'll go to fundraising ideas?
We have a beautiful development team that comes up with these lovely ideas.
Is this a development team? I mean, they work for y'all, or is it like some?
Kelly came up with this idea.
Okay.
That's not necessarily true. Our development team came up with this idea, and me and Verena Denman, which is what is her role now?
She is the director of development.
Director of development. So we did it together as a team. And so far it's been really successful. It's fun. And it's, easy for people to be able to give back. Sometimes people feel like they don't ever have enough to give back. And so they avoid giving. And this is very friendly for them to be able to give $17.76.
And that's one thing I've been stressing, not just with y'all, but all the nonprofits that come on here. people go to these events or they see by donors, and I can't give $1,500. Yeah, or something like that. And they feel kind of intimidated when they see people. It's just like the old story I keep using all the time on the show about the widow's mites. The rich guys are dumping all the stuff into the pot, and she throws a couple of pennies in, and Christ says, well, she gave more than the rest of those slobs. And it's that's kind of like this is. I mean, you say, well, 1776, what good is difference that going to make? It's going to make difference.
It's going to make a difference.
It's going to make a huge difference.
And it's not, even just by itself will make a difference, because if you believe in the idea of God will multiply your gift, then it will. Aaron from Cleveland says hello. He's a very faithful listener. How you doing?
Hello, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Yeah. But back to this, it's like we should never get to the idea that, well, if I can't give a lot, I can't give any. And God blesses the small gifts. I think in many ways, more so.
I mean, when we talk about that, what is a lot to one individual might be $10, but it still makes an impact. And it takes, whether it's $1 or $100, it takes a community to help us support our neighbors.
We have a couple years ago, we did the Power of One campaign. So it was $1. And you had the option at that time if you wanted to be a monthly giver. And so since that time, a couple of years ago, we have a couple monthly givers who are $1 a month monthly givers. And those mean more to me than anything else, because they have faithfully given us $1 a month, and it's incredible.
And, not about the tax advantages, because the way the tax law is, it almost everybody, they don't give enough to hit those deductibles. So that's not really the purpose, is to try to alter your tax situation. But anyway,
if you have enough money and you want to alter your tax situation, we'll take
We would love to have it.
Yeah, and my guess is most of the guys that really do that kind of giving, that kind of big time giving, probably don't advertise it very much, I would imagine. I'm not going to ask you who they would be, because they probably wouldn't want that known.
We wouldn't tell you that.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I got it. But,
Sorry, those are our secrets.
yeah, but this is the one thing I've noticed about doing these shows with nonprofits. I've been doing it now, like I said, close to 7 years. And again, it wasn't the original purpose of it. My first nonprofit show was about 6 months into it. And it was Next Step with Teresa Burton. All right, before Summer took it over. And I did that because her daughter said, hey, why don't you get my mom on? And that's kind of just how it evolved over this time. So you talk about the Lord, has other plans. Well, this was, I think, what the plan was. But what I've noticed is that fundraising is a 24/7 thing. I mean, that part of it, the face of Harvest House is your food pantry and your resale center and all that. But really the work is done behind the scenes, and fundraising it's hard. It'd be hard for me. I'm terrible at sales.
Fundraising is hard. What I think that we try to do, especially with our development team, is if someone already has a passion for that, if they're already called, there are enough nonprofits in Johnson County that find the one that the Lord tugs at your heart about. Okay, if it's not food, maybe it's pro-life, maybe it's equine therapy, maybe it's autistic kids or housing. There's a number of them, but find your passion, and then it's a joy to give. So we try to transfer that passion. We try to tell stories. That's a kind of a new thing in fundraising, where we're telling stories about the people's lives that have changed, so that there's buy-in on that. And the Bible, talks about sowing into things. And so whenever you sow into feeding people, clothing people, restoring people, you sow into whichever ministry it is, then the Bible's going to return that to you in a harvest.
I fully believe that. What y'all do isn't that much different than how I view teaching. And, I'm doing noble work, and I'm teaching the molding the youth, sorry. I'm doing all this stuff, and I feel, but some mornings I get up, I'm like, they're going to watch a movie, or something like that. The motivation wasn't there. No matter how noble the cause, there's some mornings I woke up and said, please be my appendix exploding. So, what do y'all do on those days? How do you generate that kind of enthusiasm when sometimes your tank is a little dry?
Oh gosh, I think just feeding one another and supporting one another is so important. We have a really great group at Harvest House, and it seems like whenever we're having one of those days and we're coming in, there's someone else there to pick us up and say, hey, and just share the word of God with us and remotivate us, or maybe send us in a new direction. And so I've always been so super thankful for the support that we have at Harvest House amongst our team.
Yeah, and it'd be one of those days when I was having the motivational problems. I'd get up, do my thing, because that is my job, and I go in there, and some kid, he'd say something, make it worthwhile, or some student will make me glad I got up that morning. It's kind of like church. Sometimes you go, I want to sleep in, but
you're always glad that you went.
Yeah, and then you go, and God had a message for me that day. I'm glad I didn't miss it.
Yeah, I think it's important. I don't know how people that are in social services that aren't Christians do it. Because, the Bible talks about how we need to make sure that we are filling ourselves up, that we operate out of our overflow. And if our tank is low, then those days that we don't want to get up are going to feel harder and more stressful. The Bible tells us do not grow weary in doing good. And so if you're not filling yourself up and asking for the joy of the Lord, I don't know how you do it, because there are a lot of hard days.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Alex Phillips says, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Alex, from the Economic Development Group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's a good guy. He really is.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, I have him on about once a quarter, and I say, well, what's going on in Burleson? They go, wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah.
He doesn't tell you unless everybody else knows first. But, well, that's fine. That's his job. But you sent us a couple other things as well, didn't you? Let's see what you got. Roll it there, Josh. I know you sent.
Did I?
Wait, but no, not that. I thought you sent.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you sent us 2 or 3 logos.
Just 2 or 3 logos with my.
All right,
There's the other one.
There's the other one.
Yes. Round of applause.
Yeah,
There
what
we
a
go.
professional show this is. You can put the 1776 up in the background and just leave it there, because maybe it'll burn in their brain.
Yes.
But right now, if I were to say to you, what do y'all need the most? What do y'all need the most? Is it a certain type of food? Is it money? Is it what?
I think our answer is always going to be prayer.
Well, come on. I know. That's
Okay, so
that's like Sunday school. The answer is always Jesus,
The answer is always Jesus.
Yes.
So my answer most of the time will be the same. There's going to be times that we need more of one thing versus the other, but we need a combination of both, because of all the things. We need food. We need donations to the clothing resale store. We need monetary donations. We need volunteers. And if one of those areas drops, then we suffer. Then it becomes harder. So there's not one of those that's any more important.
It's a scale. It's a balance.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
Just from my outside observation and experience with what's going on in the economy, I would think money would be very helpful, because electric bills are higher, gas bills are a lot higher, grocery bills. I feel like, I know the grocery stores are doing what they can, but you walk into a grocery store and you feel like you're getting mugged on the way in.
I literally bought 7 items the other day, and it was $112.
Yeah, right.
What 7 items did you buy?
I was buying meat, which we need, and there's certain dietary restrictions that we have in our household, and I don't even visit the processed aisles anymore. So it's mainly just produce, meat, yogurts, milk, dairies, things like that, and it was $112. I was so surprised.
I will tell you that summer is a challenging time because the need goes up. Electricity bills, like you talked about, the need for food goes up, and monetary donations traditionally go down. And I think that it's across the spectrum for most nonprofit leaders that I've talked to, that monetary donations are going down and the need is going up.
Right.
And so the good news about that is that there's normally an even flow. The end of the year during Thanksgiving, donations go up. But yes, during the summer, it is challenging, especially whenever we see such an uptick in need and then a decrease in the monetary donations.
Well, and then also just other things of life happen. 2 weeks ago, I got my brakes repaired or replaced, and and it had a few minor things done. It was $1,147. And I'm not saying I was robbed, because my cousin's in the auto parts business, and he says they're just going through the roof. Alex says, is there a way for people to sign up to give on a monthly basis?
Yes, thank you so much for asking, Alex. What a good question. So if you go to yourharvesthouse.org, which is our website.
It's Harvest House.
Yourharvesthouse.org.
I'm just repeating it because, Josh, he needs a little help.
Josh needs a little help.
He's all right.
Do I know?
No, we're just giving you a hard time. I'm trying to teach him about culture and whatever else, and I'll make a cultural references, and he'll go, what?
Yeah.
But,
so this morning I had to explain to my son what ditto meant. Like, what it means, but it's also a movie line that most people know. Like, I love you, ditto, from Ghost. The movie, you don't even know.
I know that movie.
Okay.
There it is.
All right.
So you can click on that. But if you also go to Give Help up at the top, if you go to Give Help, there you go, donate. Well, you got
Are you writing this down, Alex? He's got it already. Look at that. I think Alex was setting you up for a question.
He is. Okay. Yeah. And so then when you go to donate, there is always an option for you to click to become a monthly giver.
Yes. And we love monthly givers.
That's what I hear from every one of y'all's groups, is that makes the difference. I mean, you'll take that $1,500 donation, but absolutely. But it's the $25, $20, $30 ones that make a difference, because that helps you plan your budget.
It's consistent, and we can plan from it. It's definitely the best way.
And like, all right, I'm a donor. I hate to advertise how wonderful I am, but people already know that. But but the point is that you just click on that thing and bang, it's usually about the 15th of every month, and I know to expect it and all this other stuff, and and it makes a big difference, because y'all count on that kind of money, whereas the big donations, I mean, they probably come and go.
They're very hard to count on.
Yeah. Well, it's not something you can budget for. But I just noticed, when I've been dealing with other groups and your group as well, what first surprised me was who uses your services. Alex Phillips says that's a perfect way to make sure that giving throughout the year, and not just at the holidays.
That's right, Alex. I think we should have Alex on the next time we come, so he can help.
It works for me. And maybe
he's really good. We appreciate you.
Well, maybe he'll tell you some things he won't tell me, like, oh, we're getting a new whatever. Y'all you talk him into it. You can sweet talk him a little bit. Anyway, I threatened him. Maybe I should try another tactic. But the thing is that what I noticed is who the clients are is not what I would have expected, say, 8 years ago. Okay, because you always get this idea that people using food pantries are like, living under bridges or destitute or whatever else, and
that's
not true. And because I walk in, you mentioned when to find that one. My church does promises, and so we're kind of obligated. The preacher makes us feel guilty about a lot of things, but there you go. But anyway, but I helped them out with that produce and stuff like that, and donations, whatnot. And I walk in there, and you see people that, for every intent, look like they have a job, but they had that $1,147 card.
That's right.
Or they had, the rent is either rent or the medicine kind of thing. And I hate the fact that we live in a society that we have to do that. I don't know the solution is more government programs or whatever else. That's not really where I go to. But if we want to have a society in which the government isn't doing everything, then we got to do it through y'all's organizations, right?
Absolutely. I talk about that often whenever I go into the community. And I'm not talking negatively about Tarrant County, but Tarrant County has an abundance of resources. Go to downtown. Right. Go to Lancaster Street.
Oh gosh, I try not to.
Right.
To be frank, I mean it's dangerous.
It's dangerous, and so if we, with the rapid growth that I'm sure Alex can attest to, we have incredible rapid growth in the Burleson area. If we don't want to have a Lancaster Street, we have to do something different. And the difference to me is the community. It's the community being involved. It's the community understanding, having shows like this where we understand what is actually happening. Not just turning our eye, not just throwing money, not just expecting the government to step in. Yeah. And Burleson's wonderful like that. Truthfully, all of Johnson County is, but Burleson especially.
I've noticed that we are blessed, actually, because a lot of communities don't have anywhere near the variety of resources, much less the dedication to those resources. I see these signs in certain areas of Fort Worth. It's okay to say no. And talk about panhandlers, right? I've seen some of that around here, not the signs, but panhandling.
Yes, give them one of our cards. Keep a stack of our cards. I hand them one of my business cards and say, come to Harvest House. Let's talk. But you talked about the car repair. I mean, that is let's talk about that. So if you were living paycheck to paycheck and you had a car repair like that and you didn't have a credit card, you didn't have any money in the bank. So now you're faced with a decision. You need your vehicle to work, but you also have to have a home, right? And you have to pay your rent. And so people are faced with that choice. It doesn't matter which one you choose. One of those balls is going to drop.
Yep.
Either your rent's going to drop, therefore you're going to become homeless, or your vehicle's going to drop, therefore you're going to lose your job, and then you're going to become homeless. And so if there aren't organizations that are stepping in to help pay for those things,
it's just a tumble. It's a fall.
The thing about it is, I'm not trying to be, on some political rant, but I'm not real excited, say, about government programs. They do what they do, but there also is a lot of overhead and a lot of money that goes not directly to the people and all this stuff. And there's, the salaries are higher, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas in the nonprofit world, you all operate in a much more tighter budget, and a greater percentage of the money goes to the. What are you looking at her for?
I was looking at, because we just looked this number up the other day whenever I was in your office. What was the number? I don't want to misquote it. When we looked at the pie chart, 80 something, 90 something.
What?
Of how much of the dollar, like if someone donates
89 cents.
89 cents. So if you donate to Harvard, 89 cents of your dollar goes straight into the programs.
I much rather have this. And if this were more widespread, would we have the government programs? Probably, but we wouldn't rely on them so much. And have every year, it's like more money goes to these government programs, and then I read the next day how much worse the problem has been. It's like we're not. That's why so many people, I don't know, get a little bit exasperated with this whole area, because they're like, "Are we making progress? Y'all make progress. Y'all really do." Okay, and so does Next Step. So does Promises. So does House of Hope, which, Elizabeth Becker retired, right? And I have her successor on. I forget her name exactly, but she'll be on in about a month. So I reestablished that connection, and y'all make progress, and that's why I'd rather focus on the nonprofit world. And I'm sure, the nonprofit world is not a way to get rich quick if you're doing it right.
No, it's not.
But
it's
still,
definitely not.
It's riches in a different area that God gives us and provides for us.
89 cents, though, for every, considering, y'all have overhead, y'all have light bills, y'all have the water bill, whatever, you have salaries. That's still pretty impressive,
And I challenge you to go look at some the other larger nationwide organizations. And I mean, there's a couple organizations that it's completely flipped the opposite way. 89 cents goes to
salaries,
overhead, and don't be mistaken. I mean, it costs money to facilitate programs. I mean, we bring in X number thousand pounds. My mind, I don't want to quote a wrong number.
Right.
Somewhere around 400,000 pounds, I think. Don't hold me to that. In food. And so it takes people to be able to process through that food that we receive in donations, to put it on the shelves, to take it out. It takes people that work in our programs that facilitate our financial aid. So it does take money to run programs, but the majority of the dollar donated to Harvest House goes back into the food and the programs.
I was talking to the ladies at Next Step, and we didn't talk about this on the air this time, but we talked about it before. About a similar percentage goes straight to the clients. And, it's not just because they operate like y'all do with some volunteers and whatnot, but just you got people that said, this is what I'd rather do with my life than try to pursue, some sort of up the career ladder or something like that. And or you have people that maybe they've already had their career and they can now focus on things that make them happy as opposed to chasing the dollar or whatever else. But that's always been the thing, is that this is ground zero is what y'all deal with. Is that we don't understand sometimes, so we forget, or we get caught up in our own lives so much, is that it's tough out there for some people, and we're not talking about people that cause their own problems. That's another misconception, is these people, well, if they wouldn't do these things, or they live the right way, these things wouldn't happen.
Well, everyday life is tough for everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not easy.
I mean, you got people that are doing it the right way, but then they have a $1,200 car bill, or they lose their job. You get, reductions in force.
Or you see the senior citizens who are living on $700 a month because from whatever choices that they've made in their life, they can't go back and change those, and they weren't necessarily even bad choices. But we have a portion of our clients that are either disabled or they're retired on Social Security, and they're receiving between $700 and $1,100 a month. Well, so one setback, and
And the one story always is talked to me about about charity is the feeding of the 5,000. Mm-hmm. And Jesus said, he blessed the food and we fed 5,000. He didn't say, okay, disciples, only give it to the people that deserve it.
Yep.
He don't only the ones that got
That's
jobs,
good.
or only one that had only the ones that have their citizenship papers. It didn't say anything like that. He just said feed them, and that's the deal here. Is that even if you have people that are recovering from bad choices in their life, that's immaterial. That's not. It isn't help of this nature isn't subject to, well, you didn't live the right kind of life, therefore beat it. It doesn't work that way.
No.
And I don't know, I don't hear that very often. Most people I know understand that. But I just think that at the national level, I think people need to understand that those distinctions that we make about the worthy poor and the unworthy poor at the political level, whatever, it's pure crap. Mm-hmm. Because Christ never said anything about let's differentiate between the poor.
That's right.
And so, I don't know, and that's what I like about y'all. I know that y'all don't, and Promises doesn't, and most other groups don't. They don't ask for papers or ID or anything like that, or photo ID in terms of, and if you have somebody here that may be here illegally, they're still going to get fed.
We feed people. We do ask for information, and that's just for demographic purposes for us to know the population that we're serving, but not to prohibit any. It doesn't. Yeah. There's no way to disqualify yourself from getting food.
That's what I mean. I mean, I know what people Promises. When they get a new client, they'll go through their information and they want like a mailing address or something like that, and
just to see where they're from.
An ID and all that of some sort, so they can keep track. But as far as like,
there's no disqualification.
They don't. And a lot of. I've been told by the volunteers there that they have to convince some people of that because they come in and they're obviously, they don't speak English or whatever, and they're afraid to tell somebody, but they're in that desperate a shape, and they say, look, we're not going to tell the government. This doesn't go to the government. I know for a fact that the Promises folks have been told if ICE comes in and wants their information, not to give it to them, and then here's the lawyer's number and that kind of thing. I don't know if that's ever happened to y'all.
We're a safe place. Yeah. We'll just leave it there.
Yes, we're a safe place.
Well, and that's good.
We're a safe place.
Yeah. You walk in there and you see these people and you think, you want to do more. Mm-hmm. You want to do more. And it never really should or does occur of, well, I want to do more for that person because she looks like me, but not for that person because she's obviously, fill in the blank. And that's just so contrary to the message of Christ. I can't even think of how it could be justified.
It's very contrary. Yeah. Jesus loved the most unlovable people.
Boy, does he.
And that's
not one.
Yeah. And that's what we're all broken people in need of a Savior and need of community. And that's what we talk about in our staff meetings. That's what we talk about amongst ourselves. We want to make sure that when people come to Harvest House, that they feel the love of Jesus. They feel something different, and they know that it is a safe place. And we have lots of clients. We are their family. Mm-hmm. And they pour out their souls to us, and we try and pour back into them the message of Christ, of hope, to give them dignity. If nothing else, with all the chaos and all the hurt that's going on in their life, because living in poverty, and we'll talk just about the people that have maybe made wrong choices or living in that place, that is a hard, broken, painful place to be.
Absolutely.
And if we can provide through food, through clothing, a different, just for those few moments that they're there, they can have some peace. Mm-hmm. They can have some hope spilled over to them. Then the goal is that transfers into that they want something different, because a lot of people aren't ready for change. And we hope that when they come in and they see that they're like, okay, I want more of this. How can I get that?
I think you two are probably the best examples, to be frank. I know you've given your story before, and you have too, to some degree. Well, you told me that, no, Kelly's a lot more quiet.
She is a lot more quiet.
Yeah, but
We've all had a walk.
Yes,
most
exactly.
definitely in life.
Me too, certainly.
God calls us to be leaders and to be positive reflection for these people, and to love on them when they come to us, not to judge them or make them feel different, but to make them feel whole in one.
Well, I didn't mean to embarrass you, Kelly, but I know that. No, I know.
I'm not embarrassed.
Okay, good.
I've never, God's never called me to be perfect.
Oh, well, okay. Right. And that's another thing to consider is that, I've done these stupid things in my life, therefore I disqualify myself from doing good. That's not.
That's the biases.
That's read Hebrews 11, the Hall of
Yes.
Fame of people in the Bible. Every one of them made a wild and crazy decision at some point, and those are the people that God calls heroes of our faith.
Well, right now I co-teach a Sunday school class, and we rotate months, and I do the Old Testament, and we're right in the middle of Samuel, and we're about to talk about David, who is probably the all-time champ at dumb decision makers, but he still was called after God's own heart, right?
That's right.
And you look at David, you think, wow, how could he do those dumb things? Well, he did them, and so
We are all broken people in need of a Savior.
Yeah. But you got anything else going on? Other things? I know the summertime you mentioned is a busy time. Also, do y'all do anything particular for back to school type things or whatever?
We don't currently do anything for back to school, but that is because there are so many other avenues, so many other people that's more of their mission, and they're doing those things. So we point people in the direction of the places that are doing back to school. We did the summer program. We did the summer feeding program where we fed. I wish I would have brought the number with me.
A whole bunch.
A whole bunch of kids.
Yes.
Kids that are typically on free and reduced lunch. They are able to get extra goodies. And we're not talking about your typical food pantry food. We're talking about macaroni and cheese cups, cereal bars, peanut butter, Lunchables, Hot Pockets, things that kids love and eat and devour during the summertime. So
what we ask for promises, one of the things is grape jelly or any kind of jelly. They said you don't think of that, but you can't have a PB&J without the J.
That's right.
And then also we have like canned SpaghettiOs or canned stuff, but we like the pull tops so the kids don't have to mess around with the can opener.
That's right.
If they're like 8 years old or something, like it, pull it off and do what I did in college, just eat it over the sink out of the can. But anyway, it's
Gross.
good. It's good stuff. Josh, you do that, don't you? Eat it right out of the can?
No. I think it's just you.
Okay, fine. Anyway, that way you get everything to clean up. If you use a plastic spoon, you eat it in a can. Throw away. No dishes.
but it was cold.
I'm
fine.
all about efficiency, but I don't know about that.
Well, no, that's why you stick the can in the microwave.
Yeah, good
yes.
plan. Good plan.
Sounds great.
Yeah, but or that cereal also is a big one.
Yep. Hot dogs.
Yeah, that's another one. Meat's hard to buy.
Meat is hard.
It's hard to keep up with. And the thing is, it's like, I kind of keep track of what's going on over process. And you walk in, and their produce bins are filled. You come next week, and they're completely empty. And it's like, dang. It was laid on mine and Robin's heart to do more than just talk about it. And I really felt convicted. I get on the show, hey, donate, do those things. I said, well, make sure I'm doing those things too. And so we go once a month to the grocery store. And, and even if it's on sale, if it's got high sugar content, we don't buy it because these kids probably get enough sugar already or pre-processed food, high carb, whatever. And so we try to get stuff that isn't that bad for them. Now we're not getting them, we get them stuff that they like,
But stuff that you would feed your family.
Yeah.
And we're working on that. There's a lot of research that talks about, nutrition being tied to intellect and to behavior and things of that sort. And so we have recently written some grants specifically for healthy foods because healthy foods cost more.
Sure do.
And so people don't typically donate healthy foods, and we don't typically have the funds to buy healthy foods. And so we are specifically writing grants right now for healthy foods because, again, the research shows that those things contribute to lack of nutrition contributes to lower intelligence, behavioral problems, inability to focus in school.
Obesity, certainly.
Health issues long term. So if we can start changing the landscape of the food that's donated to food pantries, we'll take any food because if you're hungry, you're hungry.
Right.
But if we're thinking long term, if we're thinking about changing, not just putting a Band-Aid on it, but actually changing it, then having more healthy and nutritious options in a food pantry is it's definitely outside the box.
Here's another thing is because a lot of these people work long hours or 2 jobs or whatever else, they don't have time to make a 3-course, 4-course meal with the greens and the carbs and the meat and all this other stuff. And that's why they go through McDonald's. And that's why they have so many people have weight problems and whatever else. I know as a kid, I'd rather have Captain Crunch or, Count Chocula, but, I wouldn't buy that for them. Cheerios.
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, No, I didn't like the fruity ones.
Fruity Pebbles are literally poison.
Yeah. No,
Poison.
I'm just saying, I was a Fruity Pebbles person. That or Lucky Charms.
Poison.
Are you saying the Pebbles were fruity or you were fruity? I mean,
Probably some of both.
Okay,
Some of
because
both.
I'm a Fruity Pebbles person or a Fruity Pebbles person. Whatever. Anyway.
That's the teacher in you.
Yes, proper English. We don't end with a preposition.
Grammatically correct over here.
So we learn them good. So, but I always am conscious about this may be one of the few meals this kid gets that's not high sugar or prefab or whatever, so, and that's Robin's position too. And so we want to try to create something in which a mom going through the store, y'all do the personal shoppers,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So does Promises. And so, that they go through there and this is where the rubber hits the road, because a lot of these people going through the personal shopping experience will open up to the shopper or escort or whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
They'll open up. I don't know what you call them, but the
Just call them a
volunteer.
shopper.
Yeah,
it's a volunteer that's shopping with them.
Yeah, and they'll open up and all that's going on in their lives. I mean, you talk about a tremendous opportunity for not just witnessing, but also to kind of zero in on what this person really needs in his or her life. And that's another thing. I would say the majority, but not by a huge number, but the majority of the people I see in Promises Waiting Room are women, but there are men there. I mean, single or solo men. I don't know if they're married or not, of course, but I mean, when they're not there with another woman, and so that's another thing about men in particular.
I'm confused.
All right, let me try this again. All right,
They're not there with another woman.
no, but they're not. They're there by themselves.
What are you
Now,
talking about again?
Single parent households, single individual households. Is that what
we
you're
have
trying to say?
we have lots of those.
look at the. Okay, I'm trying to do it. Give me a hard time here. All right, Josh, you hear this?
Single senior men.
I'm just saying they're by themselves. They're
Yeah.
not,
Widowers,
They're not.
widows.
Yeah, whatever. They're not just here with a family or with a wife or whatever this woman would be. Okay, I'm
Going
just.
down the road.
I'm just saying. We got these stereotypes that it's single mom with squalling kids or something like that, and that's just not the case.
That's right. It's all a variety of people. All variety of people.
I think that, of course, our smallest family is one, of course, but I think our largest
how
family
big
is
is-
17 right
Kelly
now.
and I went back and forth on the
I believe
ours.
that our largest family is 17 right now, and that's 2 original parents and all their children.
So do you want me to tell you a funny story real quick? Can we digress?
Please. Oh, I already have, so why not? Go ahead.
So Kelly calls me into her office. Okay. And she's like, I have to talk to you about something, Amber. I have a problem with something. And I'm like, okay, what is it? She's like, you keep quoting that our largest family is 14 and it's not, it's 17. And I was like, it's the same family, but they've grown. I mean, I didn't realize they had
Gosh, that's.
So she had to call me on my.
She's over there. I don't want to say any numbers, and I was thinking,
That's why I'm not saying any numbers, because Kelly will come back at me and tell me I gave the wrong number.
That's a bunch.
17 people is our largest family. Yeah.
and I believe it's 378,000 pounds of food.
See, I said close to 400.
It's a little bit over 378,000, but it's very.
See, she's got those numbers memorized. I'm out of practice on the numbers.
Well, okay. I'm just thinking, wow, that's a lot. And I assume that the donations for that massive family are a little bit larger. I mean, the gifts to that family are larger than, say, if I came in by myself.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. I say, no, sorry, one bag's all you get, no, I'm sure. But, the thing about it is
That would last them a day.
yeah,
if
pretty
that.
much. I would bet a lot of y'all's clients overlap with House of Hope, Promises, maybe other food pantries as well. I know there's certain, I won't say limitations, but you can't have the same person coming in every day. But you probably have a lot of people come in pretty regular.
Once a month.
Once a month.
And there's always the opportunity for grace. If someone's going through a situation where they need food more often than that, then they just have to simply come in and talk to one of our client advisors, and we can find out what other options are available. And then we'll make an exception where they can come in more often. But a typical client comes in once a month.
Yeah, and that I guess there's some sort of ratio or formula. I don't know how much a person gets and all this other stuff. It's not like, here, go get a bag and here you go. But I like this personalized shopping a lot better than just bags of food. Now, when we were doing Kids Eat Free, we had bags already prepared.
Yes, that's what we did too.
All right, they drive by, you give them a bag, whatever. And I don't know if that counted as their monthly visit or not.
It does not count as their monthly visit.
That's what I thought.
Kids Eat Free is in addition to their monthly food bundle.
Right. And, so, but I know there's certain limitations because you have to, because you have the need is so great. And that's what I've noticed is that the need doesn't ever seem to decline. It seems like if we were talking about compared now to 3 years ago, you tell me you've had an increase in usage.
Yes. Our hope is that we see, the Bible tells us that the poor will always be with us. Our hope is that we are seeing different people, that we're helping to move people from where they were into a more stable, place. But yes, the numbers, I believe, will always be there. The need will always be there because until Jesus comes back, the world will continue to get worse and worse. He is our hope.
Very
I know, it's a doomsday, right? That's what the Bible tells us.
Yeah.
It's going to continue.
Yeah.
But we have a different hope. We hope in Jesus. We don't hope in that. We know that He will provide for us, that He's the good shepherd, that He is Jehovah Jireh. He provides for us.
The partner I teach Sunday school with, he's teaching Revelations on his turns. So it's like, let's go back to the killing of the 10,000s in 1 Samuel, because it's a lot more pleasant than what he's talking about. But
Revelations is so hard to understand.
it is. It's
above my
It's
grade.
mine too, and I'm like, okay, I'll have to be good with that, But one thing I have noticed again also is that the attitude one cannot take as a donor is that I give money to do this and it didn't seem to get better. I don't even know if it's really, sometimes it's meant for it to get better because this is a two-part blessing. It isn't just the food to the person, it's the person who gave the food. And if I always wondered if that ever was taken from the donors, I mean, would they be missing out? And what I'm trying to say is, don't give me a hard time, ladies. What I'm trying to say is that you said the poor will always be with us. That's a very true statement, and we can't let that say, well, there's nothing we can do then because it's never going to get better. Because the donation is a two-part gift.
Yes, that is true.
To the donor and the donee, I guess.
And there are lives that are changed. I mean, we could tell you story after story of people's lives that have been changed through the ministry of Harvest House, through, the whole thing is the feed, the clothe, and then the restoration part. And there are stories of restoration of people that have moved out, but as soon as they move out of that number, there's another person that's moving into that number. Our goal is that it's not always the same people, but the need will always be there.
I think that it's 4 in every 10 families here in our local community are one crisis away from poverty.
Yeah.
They're just one emergency away, or they're already living in poverty. And so when you live week to week and then you have a car problem or your AC goes out in your home or you need a new roof, those are major things that can put you right back where you just worked so hard to get out of.
I know.
And so,
everybody wishes they could do more. I hope we could do more for you. I hope this show will help you do that. The one show I think I like best of all the year, I want to make sure you all have it on your schedule, September 17th, which is National or North Texas Giving Day.
North Texas Giving Day.
And we're going to do it at Otto's again over at Genus. He's always really excited about doing that.
We are looking for a matching donor for that. If anybody is interested in being a matching donor for North Texas Giving Day for Harvest House, reach out to Kelly or myself.
yes, we are definitely.
So like they say, here's $1,200 or whatever. I'm just throwing that number out there. Matching donations.
Yeah. So so the person that gives us, we're looking for 5. We're looking for 5,000. Okay. And so on our end, we have to raise the other 5 to get that 5. So it's a matching. So they'll give us 5 if we raise 5.
So you come in and you raise $4,912. Oops, sorry.
I'm going to call you, Brad. That's what I'm going to do.
You don't get that 5? No, I couldn't do that. I'd say, here's your money.
You'd be like, Brad, come on.
Hey, come on. We're only $88 short. I talked to
Help us
Josh. He's the one with the money.
They'll match us up to what we get. So
Yeah. You got the money. I've seen it.
Sure.
Okay, aren't you? Okay, fine.
Would you like to become a monthly donor, Josh, for Harvest House?
We would love that.
The mic is going out.
YourHarvestHouse.org.
I mean, this one?
That's the
There
one.
we go.
That's it.
That's the one.
it.
You know us how to do it now. We'll throw up the one for next step. Y'all's good friends.
Yes,
It's Christmas
love
in July.
them.
Yeah, they were on last week.
Oh, yes. Christmas in July. Our box is ready. It is full. We
good.
Yes, we did a toy box, and it is completely full.
I'll tell Summer tomorrow. She's in our B&I group. I'll tell her when I see her, go by and get it. I had Megan and their education director on last week. And,
Yes, I saw it.
oh, good for you.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. But they're saying that they're not having that event has kind of changed how the giving is done. And so I don't want to say they're concerned, but right now it's and not at the same level it was last year, guys. So we need to pony up because, these toys, I could tell you as parents, y'all are parents, how expensive it is to keep them in clothes and toys and diapers and everything else. And that Baby Bucks boutique they have really makes a difference.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And, y'all sell baby toys, right?
And we give baby toys away. Our voucher that people get for the storehouse isn't just for clothes. They can get toys. They can get household items. What's the number, Kelly? About 2,600. Is that right?
That one I actually do not have memorized.
It's about 2,600 clothing and household vouchers that we give out, so they can use it in the store for any necessity, and then we add toys on there because. Can you imagine having a child without toys?
Books.
I don't want to because then you have to entertain the kid.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that. Toys are enrichment tools.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, sure, whatever. But anyway. So is Barney on TV. Here, kids.
I don't even think they have Barney anymore.
No, they don't.
But the
Barney
vouchers
is
are
a
really great.
dinosaur
They
from
can get
our
small appliances.
No.
Oh, no, Barney, please.
No, my wife shops at your place in Rachel's Hope.
Yes.
Because she's a thrifter.
Well,
Yeah.
we love your wife.
Yeah. She found something. I mean, she was so excited one time she came. This is about 6-7 months ago. She was so excited because she found something that she knew in retail was about 10 times what she paid for it. And it was perfectly good. It's still the same. This isn't a junk shop, guys. I mean, so take your junk elsewhere. Please. I bet that happens. And that happens to y'all, doesn't it?
No illegal dumping.
No.
If you don't want, please don't bring your junk because then we have to pay to haul it off to go to the dump, and the dump is expensive.
And when I was teaching school, a lot of the kids I taught would go either y'all or Goodwill or Rachel's Hope, and they'd buy shirts like this for like $5. And they said, Allard, you need to go there. And I bought a handful of shirts. And this is before you opened up that retail areas back when still on Thomas, and it was pretty crowded, I have to say. Now not so much, but
Not so much. And I think you can get a shirt like that for $3 today.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty cheap too, so
You should go.
I will. I'll take Robin. She loves doing those things. When we I'll rephrase. She and her sister would like to go to those estate sales and find stuff for dirt cheap and whatever else. But anyway, that's her.
It's awesome.
I think that's it for the nonprofits. I know Wings of Hope has something coming on August.
The Riders, Roundup for Riders?
Yeah, and it's over at the stockyards, and I've reached out to them. They sent me something, and I could not get.
What date is that, Kelly? We're going to it.
August 7th.
It's August 7th.
August
Yeah.
7th. Okay.
Yeah.
That's.
Are you going, Brad?
Oh, look at the time. I don't know. I don't know.
You're going to have a mechanical bull.
That's I throw the bull enough as it is. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what August 7th is and
I think it's a Thursday.
All right.
Maybe.
The only date
Don't get me wrong.
I know, 2 dates that I am by golly obligated for. I mentioned the 17th of September. Another one's October 15th. That's the Next Step Gala. And
then your next one will be November 5th, our harvest brunch.
That's what I need to know. Send me some stuff. Hopefully we'll see you by then. But bring that information September 17th. The harvest brunch. Where will that be at?
It will be at Pathway.
Okay. Everything's at Pathway.
We love Pathway. They're a great community supporter.
They are. It really is. I just keep telling the mayor, and tell Victoria, tell others, hey, we need a community center. They're like, yeah, we'll get on it. We'll do what we can. And then they got other bills to pay. So
a community center would be awesing.
That would be amazing.
Well, they know it, and they want it.
I bet Pathway and First Baptist would really appreciate.
Very much so. Well, the thing is, if you do it at a community center, if you have a cash bar, I'm just saying that's a fundraiser. That would not work for y'all.
No.
Okay, darn.
Oh, we do have vineyard vibes.
And Amber's like, I don't think so.
We do our annual community concert.
Yeah.
And it's at Lost Oak, so.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, anyway, next week, Monday, I have somebody who wants to talk about gun safety, which is interesting because she experienced the lack of gun safety.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. And so we're going to talk about that. And then...
Who is that? Is it someone from our community?
Josh, or her name is Kelly Petty. I had her as a student and her husband back in the day, as they say. And she wants to talk about gun safety and whatever else. And also, some of the issues involved with that. I mean, I haven't talked to them in a little while, but I know when I see on Facebook, they're ardent Second Amendment people, but they did mean you won't be careless with your guns, all right, and things like that. And I'm trying to remember, I believe I have Kim Jones again next week. You know who she is by any chance? Kim Jones, yeah, it is. She helps people protest their property valuations.
Property taxes, yes.
The Property Tax Justice Foundation. And she's passionate about it.
She is passionate. I've actually met her. She's a very passionate lady about helping people to do that. And so she's from Cleburne, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you meet her for that purpose or just run across from some event?
No, so I met her through some of the chamber events in Cleburne. Yes.
Yeah, I had the chamber ladies on in about 2 weeks. I wanted to go to the last Tuesday night thing, but
Network night.
Yeah, but it really is hard for me to commit to nights because not using my mom as an excuse, but sometimes my sister will call me up and say, we need to see you here. Not because she's in bad shape, but because they're not going to be available to help her and they need somebody there to help her. And it's, so my wife and I go do it. Nothing, no crisis, but we need you there. Stuff like that. So I hope to make it. Anyway, y'all finish this off, ladies. Tell us what we need to know.
Oh, so you can visit our website, www.yourharvesthouse.org, if you would like to become a monthly donor or give to our 1776 campaign. Your turn, Amber.
We just appreciate the community so much. We go around to other communities, and there is not a community like Burleson. We are so thankful to be in this community. The support that we get from the community makes our job easier. We talked about how our job is challenging at times, and and so our community you guys are what makes the difference for us. Knowing that you support us, knowing that you're behind us, knowing that we have opportunities to come and be on Brad's show.
Yes.
This is the good part for me. It's my honor to do it.
An honor.
Y'all are doing me a favor. I mean, I'm not saying that to be flippant. Y'all are doing me a favor because this is what the show is about, and this is what I like to promote this whole program for. And
get involved. If it doesn't have to be Harvest House. All of the nonprofits we all support each other. We all love each other. We also have a certain area that we serve in. So get involved. If you haven't come by Harvest House, if you don't know what we're talking about, come take a tour. We'd love to have you.
Well, thank you, Josh.
Of course.
And
yes, thanks, Josh.
He's any good?
Oh, you're amazing.
We just love you, Josh.
Incredible. Let's give a round of applause for Josh. Yeah, Josh.
Okay.
Where is it?
Don't now go right to his head.
Where is it?
There we go. All right.
Yes.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. And ladies, well done.
Thanks
you
for
good,
having us.
faithful
Thank
servants. We'll see y'all in a couple of months. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.